We love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next. Welcome back. Today we're joined by Tabatha Coffey, and we also have Kristi here with us, who is a mother of 12-year-old Pilar. Now, Pilar was bullied after posting a photo on the internet, and we want to talk with her as well. So everyone, please welcome Pilar. Pilar, I just want to start off by saying that you are helping so many young boys and girls right now. So tell us a little bit about what you've been through.
Well, I was bullied by a kid, and it just wasn't nice.
Yeah. And how has it affected you?
It has made me a different person by, like, it has made me depressed and changed my personality.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I used to be like a lot more happier than like how I am now.
Why do you think it changed you so much?
Because it was just very different from what I was used to.
Do you believe what they said?
At one point I did, but I don't really believe them anymore.
So what needs to change for you? What would you like to see done differently?
I just need to like not listen to them and try and be myself from now on.
It's hard not to listen though, right? It is, it's really hard not to listen to people. It takes a lot of work, a lot of work. So when I was a kid, I was very overweight and I got bullied all the time, every day. That's a picture of me. And I was probably, I don't know, I was probably like 9, 10 years old there. And I would go to school and go to swim class and get changed and they'd call me Orca. And I'd get in the pool and all the kids would like group around and go, "There's Orca!" And as soon as I'd dive in, everyone would like laugh, and it was horrible, absolutely horrible. And it's really hard to not, I went home and I had a great mom and she told me I was beautiful and all of those things, but it's really hard not to believe it sometimes, right? So what do you do to not believe it?
I just kind of stay in my own world and just like, there are different people, they have their own opinion, I have mine, so I just don't listen.
I would stay away from everyone and stay in my own little fantasy world and play my own little games and hide in my room and eat and do all of those things in my own little space because no one could see me and no one would give me a hard time.
Tabatha, was there a moment when it changed for you? When you stopped believing what they said?
Yes and no. And that's the honest answer. I think when this happens to you as a kid, and I'm 47, so there are days when I still hear Orca. You know, I go into a changing room sometime, and that's the sucky part of it, I'll be really honest. You grow up and everything's great. Sometimes I'll go into a dressing room and take my clothes off and I'm like, oh, I hear it in there, it's in my head, it's the voices in your head. And what I learned as a little kid and as a grown woman now is I had to listen to the good voices in my head, but I had to make the good voice. Because there's so many outside voices of, you know, the kids at school being mean or whatever. All the noise comes from the outside. So I had to make my own noise from the inside and make sure that my voice was stronger than theirs.
You know what? And what we want you to know is that you are not alone. And those voices, the more voices that stand up to tell you how wonderful you are, right behind you telling yourself how wonderful you are only going to build you up and make you stronger and stronger. And so we have a little surprise for you because there are a couple of people that heard your story who felt so moved by it that they wanted to say something to you. So we have performers China Ann McClain and Miley Cyrus, who heard your story. China Ann McClain tweeted you, sending her support, and Miley Cyrus heard your story, and she said that she'd like for you to contact her personally after the show. We're gonna put the two of you together after the show. What do you think about that? I think she's speechless.
I think she's happy.
I think she's
Pilar
speechless.
speechless. That means she's pretty happy. Are those tears? Those are tears.
We love you, sweetheart. And what I want you to know is you don't have to be wonderful for everybody. It's not possible. You just have to be wonderful for yourself and for the people that love and care for you.
That's right.
I want you, something that helped me, if there's something that you could say to bullies out there, this is your moment, this is your time. What do you want to say to them?
You can't bother me because I'm better than you.
Say it again and say it a little louder.
Shoulders back when you say it.
You can't bother me because I'm better than you.
Kristi and Pilar, we thank you guys so much for sharing your story
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you again. Don't go away. You're definitely going to want to stick around for what's coming up next. Coming up,
Like, do you know what you are sexually? Are you gay? Are you bisexual? Are you straight and just like fooling around with girls?
If I had to label myself, then I would say that I'm.
we love getting your questions, so we want you to keep them coming via Facebook, Twitter, and on our webpage. Who knows, we might just answer your question here in the studio audience next.